Now, I'm no journalist, and I wanted to see this vast TV spectacular from the supporters' point of view. But with a camera on my shoulder, I wondered whether I'd be accepted as just an average England fan. We'd already been exiled to relative isolation in Sardinia, but for those like me intent on witnessing the greatest sporting event in the world firsthand, a massive security operation had been promised. I'd expected problems getting into some of the games, but I hadn't expected problems getting into the country.
Right, we're in Italy. The Italian customs didn't take to us having English number plates, I think. And the person who's actually holding the camera at the moment had a very funny Union Jack hat on, and I think they thought we might be English hooligans, for which they're obviously prepared because they had a massive list of hooligan names that they were checking off, and we didn't come up on it. So after negotiating and being thoroughly searched, we had the car completely searched, we were strip searched. They finally let us go. I showed them the letter I have from the BBC to tell them that we're making this programme and that all the help possible would come in handy, and basically the guy didn't really care much for that. But it doesn't matter, we're about half an hour from Genoa, and stay the night there, say hello to some Scottish football fans before getting the ferry to Sardinia on Saturday afternoon. And we're going to see England, Ireland, Egypt and Holland play in Group F of the 1990 World Cup! Yes!
Obstacle number 2, the quayside at Genoa. If the customs had been unfriendly, the atmosphere here was positively intimidating. It felt like we were attending a summit, not going to watch a few games of association football. Looking around, I was glad to see plenty of others that ignored the hooligan hype and defiantly made the 1,000-mile drive.
It seems as though it's only the English and the Irish people that have been stopped at the checkpoints. The Dutch and everybody else are going straight through.
Are you sure the Dutch? I saw some Dutch being searched earlier.
But not just now. It's all the British registrations have been stopped.
But have you travelled through here? I've been stopped.
We've been stopped 3 times on this car park.
Looks like they're searching before going on the boat as well. I'm off. Hope that I don't get searched again. Going through all that nonsense.
Roof over the head style of accommodation, so they've been forced to go to the campsite. And life on the campsites is not much fun. Prices on the island generally have increased quite dramatically since the World Cup visitors have arrived. There aren't many amenities, there aren't many social events laid on for the fans.
I'd missed Cameroon's brilliant opening match performance against the world champions Argentina, but in a sweaty baggage hold and a 2-inch TV, I saw my first game. Italy 1, Austria 0. There was no segregation amongst the passengers, no alcohol, no trouble, and there were no cabins left either. I spent a sleepless night on deck and arrived on Sardinia in need of a decent kip. I'd bought a tent in Genoa, so all I needed now was somewhere to put it up.
Been wandering around for about 3 hours now looking for somewhere to stay. Just been to one campsite and asked if I could camp there. And she said no. So I fancy getting my tent up, having a shower and watching the football. I'm going to drink and something to eat. And a bunk up. No, I mean just something to eat. Well, just asked 3 English blokes if they knew of anywhere wandering around this apartment commune down the road. And a lot of them were really pissed off because there were 3 people who had booked an apartment and they arrived. Oh, I missed another turn. Shit. Sorry. So, 3 people have booked into an apartment and found another 3 people booked into the same apartment. Yeah, I just found a camping site. I'm going to try this one now. I'm so tired.
A questo signore!
The campsite seemed to be pretty basic. All right, I suppose, if you're looking for a cheap get-away-from-it-all backpacking holiday. But this was the World Cup. Even though it was a campsite, I'd expected some sort of official Italian 90 arrangements. But there was no sign of anything. No information desk, no notices, no ticket details. In fact, there was sweet FA.
Looks like I've been sold the duffest tent that's ever made. I can't put the pegs in.
There were no more surprises that night. Scotland were beaten 1-0 by Costa Rica. But tomorrow was the big one. England v Ireland. And I still hadn't picked up my ticket yet.
All right. Cheers.
What happened?
£10 to join membership and then £55 tickets.
So what are you going to do?
Probably get one off the tout, actually.
Yeah, get them off the touts.
Where?
Yeah, down the station.
Where?
Down the
Station, probably.
If you stand on that road up there, the promenade or whatever it is,
They
they
come up to you.
come up and offer you tickets.
100 grammi, what 100 grammi? Here, 100 grammi.
Welcome to Italia 90. Before leaving England, I'd paid the compulsory tenner to join the England Travel Club. I'd also paid £55 each for the only tickets apparently available there. I shouldn't have bothered. The touts here were selling a batch of 3 £12 tickets for just 70 quid. While the English looked for touts and tickets, the Irish entertained the ever-present camera crews, me included, with old Celtic folk ditties. But it was the big boys in full kit. That's Union Jack T-shirt, #1 crop, tattooed forearm, preferably with bulldog, that attracted very special attention.
Thank you.
Despite the high-profile police presence, a matchday drinks ban and the persistent media attention, people were doing their best to enjoy themselves, and there were no problems getting to the ground. Cagliari had been preparing for this moment for about a year. They'd apparently spent thousands to accommodate the cars in the car park. But in the 40,000 capacity Santa Elia Stadium that night, for England's opening World Cup match, 5,000 seats were empty. It looked like the Italia 90 administration was suspect from the start. We'd paid through the nose for expensive 55 quid tickets, when there were cheaper, empty seats all around us. But FIFA had what it wanted. Millions were watching on TV. But I was there. Supporting England has never been easy, and the last 8 years of Bobby Robson's rule has tested the loyalty of many English fans. Tonight's performance would test the patience of many more. England's opening goal, scrambled in by Lineker, lifted the crowd and lifted the contest from what could only loosely be described as international football. It had been an example of the English game at its worst. Negative, zonal, 4-4-2 misery. Anyway, 1-0. Brilliant. At half-time, I asked the paying public how much more of this they'd be prepared to suffer.
For one game, we're going back on Wednesday.
We're going back Wednesday?
No, it's just for one game. Yeah, it's going out here for one game. It's a freebie.
Freebie, a prize.
Yeah, this company.
Would you have come anyway?